70 patients on a ventilator per day. I mean, that's incredible. I know. Tracy's like, oh my gosh, yes. We say that every day. Students with from FranU, and we've had 9 applicants already this year. So those are going to help us retain those students that work with us. So we're excited about all the different things that we've done the past couple of years. I just want to say a couple other things. Just all right, who else? Okay. Go follow Our Lady Lake on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook. They are posting things about respiratory care. Okay, so look at it, like it, share it. That's how we show what a great team you are, and we'll get people back to someone else, right? Because who doesn't? You guys are the best. Again, I just want to say thank you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so, honored and blessed to be a little part of this team. Happy week, and thanks for all that you do. I'm going to ask our COO, Stephanie Manson, to come and say a few words, and thanks.
All right, thank you. All right, y'all, well, good evening, and thanks so much for inviting me. Leslie, I think she said you'd be our keynote speaker. I was like, well, hold on, keynote, like that sounds so official. So I said, I think it's just about 3 or 4 minutes. Is that a good kid? But sometimes these speeches, no, that Leslie's great. No, it wasn't long. What I mean is there's a lot of awards, and I want to get to that. The other thing before I forget, I was watching the photos beforehand, and now if COVID's done, and y'all have any more parties, I would like to come to the party. It looks like y'all have a good time. So there is such a thing. Work hard, play hard, and I'm glad to see that y'all do that and that you enjoy each other, and it'd be great to get back to that. So I too want to just wish y'all a happy respiratory therapy week, and just express my appreciation for all that you've done. I think that those that spoke before me have said it so well. It's been a year like none other, and your profession has really been paramount and highlighted. And I'm not a clinical person, so to think about the gift of being able to provide breath and air and assist with truly life-saving measures is remarkable. And please don't ever, each night when you put your head on the pillow, know what a difference you made, whether that's in the night or in the morning, depending on your shift. It's a special, special pleasure. And we thank you, and we honor you for that. Also, when I think about all those numbers, you're gotta be tired, right? So who's tired? Kind of tired, and I don't give the gift of life to anyone, unfortunately. When I'm tired, I have a few go-tos, and one of my favorites kind of inspirational book writers, or I listen to the radio station sometimes is Joel Osteen. Does anybody know or follow Joel more than the Lake's social media page? Is not okay, but anyway, he's a great a televangelist, has a big industry in Houston, but some of these books are really fantastic. And one of my favorites is called You Can, You Will, and there are 8 qualities that he talks about. 8 qualities of a winner. And I wanted to share those with you because as I thought about tonight, and you all, certainly you're all winners, and let this be a reminder of that. So first, keep vision in front of you. So dare to dream big. Today is today, think about the future, think about the things that you can accomplish, whatever that may be, and don't be small. We think big and we have faith that it's going to happen. So please keep the vision in front of you. Number 2, run your own race. I really like this one, and particularly, there's only one of you, and there's only one of each of us, and we're uniquely made to do what drives us. And it's easy sometimes to look over and understand, well, this person this, and maybe that's better. Only we know what's good for us. Let's run our own race, and let's be proud of it, and don't look over our shoulders at what other people are doing. We do our own thing. The third one. I need to, but I meant the third one. Expect good things. And I know the theme of hope, resilience, and strength. This reminds me of hope. One of Joel's a definition in one of his podcasts is that hope is the happy anticipation of something good. And to me, especially in the most trying times, we have to have that hope that it's going to get better, or the sun's going to rise in the morning. You know, I'm going to get through this shift, or I'm going to make it through with this difficult patient, or this difficult day, or this difficult family situation. Always hoping and anticipating that something good will come. Have a positive mindset. It takes work. One of our other favorite inspirational people is John Gordon. We read a lot of his and had a talk from him recently, and he's a super positive person. You know, just always power of positive thinking. And he commented that he said, "Look, I don't wake up in the morning like, oh, okay, let's go." You know, it takes work, just like anything else. So, working to be positive and having a positive mindset. We have that choice every day. Some days we wake up, it's a little grumpy, you know, and so making a commitment to be positive and have that power of positive thinking. Number 5, commit to excellence. So what's the one thing in a single moment? You know, y'all are asked to do many different things. You have multiple demands coming at once, different patients that need things. The one thing that you're doing at a particular time is the most important thing. Do it excellently, and then you go to the next one and the next one. We can only do one thing at a time, and we do it with excellence. Number 6, keep growing. This one reminds me of resilience as part of the theme, and resilience is recovering from difficulties and growing from them. So has this been one of the more difficult years for most of you, professionally, maybe personally? What do we learn from that, and how do we continue to grow? That's part of resilience. Number 7, serve others. Need I say more? You do that every day, all day. I hope you take a break for yourself when you get off. And last but not least, stay passionate. Living with enthusiasm, and I think this is where strength comes in with the theme. Strength is the degree of intensity. This is really degree of intensity of a feeling or a belief, and that's a lot like passion in my book. So hopefully there's something here that resonated with you. These are some of my go-to things when I need a boost. I truly am honored to be with y'all tonight. I appreciate all that you do. Our sisters appreciate all that you do. Sister Helen's famous line, which comes in, she'll say, you know, thank you for the sisters. We couldn't do what we do without you. And it's so sincere, and that sweet Irish voice that she has. And so they appreciate you. They pray for you, and we're happy to celebrate you. So let's get on with the good stuff. Thank y'all. We have a gift for you as well, just a token of our appreciation, and really just a reminder of our mission and ministry and the impact that you make on our organization, on our patients every day, and then hopefully the impact that you get in return for being such a strong part of a spiritual organization. So there are, it's a wooden taw pendant. Leslie actually wears hers fairly often, so you might see her. We'll just pass those around. Shall go through the rest of the program. Thanks so much.
Thank you all so much. So I know some of you are have your old phones, and if work calls, don't worry about us. You know, you just take your call and take care of your patients. And that's I just want to say that so you don't feel bad about it. It's okay. We understand. So at this time, we would like to start off with recognizing our service awards recipients. And so people, normally we have 5-year, 10-year, 15-year, 20-year, 30, 35, 40-year recipient. Will have little receptions, and we get to, you know, acknowledge them and recognize them, but we didn't get to do that this year because of COVID. So I wanted to just take a moment to recognize each group. And if you will, after we call out your name, come up here and get in front of our rainbow so we can take a picture. So the first group, and these team members have received a monetary award. So the first one we would like to recognize is Miss Whitney Wickbolt for 5 years. This is a 5-year category. Raising flowers at Arlington Lake main campus. Sharon Bernard and Olivia Lakeman campus. Leticia Hilliard at the main campus. Miss Cynthia Hernandez from the main campus. And Miss Allison Taylor from Children's Hospital. So Mike's gonna get y'all a picture. 10 years of service this year to celebrate. We have one person, Miss Michelle Crane. For 15 years, they've been here, 15 years of service. Mr. Tien Nguyen. Miss Tori Page from the main campus. Mr. Kendricks Davis from the main campus. And Miss Sherry Smith with LSU PX. For 20 years of service, from Ascension Campus, Miss Eileen Miller. Yay! 30 years of service, Miss Miranda Burton.
It's like 32. Take it back.
And our last recipient to celebrate for years of service is the photographer, Mike D'Amico. 35 years. Okay, thank you all so much. At this time, Crystal's going to present the dedication awards for perfect attendance.
So this is the dedication award for perfect attendance, but we look back for 12 months. Everyone knows we've talked already enough about COVID, and I can't say enough how much showing up every day. I know everyone has challenges and there are times you just can't make it for whatever that reason may be, but everyone that we are going to call out hasn't called in, and most everyone on this list has been working overtime for I don't know how long. So this is really huge. So our main campus, Miss Chu. We're gonna do a group picture. Michelle Crane. Kendrick Davis. Brennan Guidry. Cynthia Hernandez. Down on mine. After you get your award, we're gonna take a group picture. Tree wins. Heather Parker. Sarah Patterson. Kenza Wilson. Tony Chase. Julie Steiner. And Trish Jones. For our children's hospital, we have Miss Danielle. Miss Danielle. And Kevin Dewberry. And then we have our Ascension campus photos. We have Casey Monsaw. Eileen Miller. Steve Long. Annette Millette. Bridget Hall. de-escalate.
God, look at this, look at
It's right here. It's in a different file. Mike, after attention, they'll take a picture.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Let's see, that's up here.
Sorry, Sandy.
Oh. Melissa. Thank you, darling.
And then we have a few more. Erica Hudson, E.S. Slade, Stephanie Brenster, Whitney Whittle, Dawn Reed, Zachary Lamont, and Kristen James. One more. Come on back.
Are you on phone? Are you already? There you go.
Okay, our next award is our leadership award. This is for our charge therapists. We'll be handing out awards for main campus, and then Michelle will come and hand out her charge therapists for children. At our main campus, first I'd like to say about our charge therapists, throughout COVID, even more so, the ability to adapt, to change, to be a voice for the therapist when each day, specifically at this campus, there were different units, a new named unit that no one knew before. They really rolled with the punches trying to keep staff on each shift, and we cannot do it without them. So I'm very much and greatly appreciate them very much. So for our charge therapist, we have Mr. Tree Wynn. Allison Bieber. Brandy Flowers. Michelle Riddle. Miss Chu. And Sparkle Kelly.
Right, I'd like to, first of all, apologize. This is my first time doing this, so bear with me. I want to thank all of my charge therapists for being my right hand. Start off with Megan Tomplay. Tiffany Rouillet. Kelly Roussel. Gabby.
All right, so our next award is our Safety Recognition Award. Safety events are hugely important, and every day that we come to work, there is something that can be improved, whether it's communication, supplies, processes, what have you. And we wanted to just recognize a handful of therapists, both at Maine and Children's, have some awards. Therapists who consistently either enter safety events, bring processes to our attention, and they are a huge voice for letting us know when things aren't going right. First one for main campus is Mr. Remy Hamill. And I'll just tell you a couple things. Just last week, it was because of Remy, we found out that OR was transporting patients and had no ambu bag. And it happened on 3 different patients. And these are systematic problems that can be a bigger problem. And so those things can get fixed and identified by the help of you guys. So that's just a little example. And I don't see her here tonight, but Miss Deborah Bradley. Anybody who works with Deborah, I'd be surprised if you wouldn't say how passionate she is. She kind of has a home on PCU, works with trach patients a lot, and has been very instrumental in communicating with nurses, trying to educate them on supplies needed at the bedside. And she had one specific patient that she worked with the nurse, made sure they had bedside items, and around 3 o'clock in the morning, that patient actually coughed out their trach. And because she was such a patient advocate, a technical event. So, very good job. And Michelle will recognize a couple from
Y'all notice I don't talk as much as Crystal does. So I have a lot of stories to tell you everything. I am super proud of everybody that on my team though, so just know that in advance. So the 2 that I'd like to recognize would be Megan Tomplay and Pam Ortiz. Pretty smoothly, and they are not afraid to live.
Yeah.
So thank y'all.
Yes, you did. Good job.
All right, so the next category that we're going to give is for our pediatric transport team. This is one that has been challenging over the last year. We have lost some, we have been super busy, we've picked up, and as we talked about earlier, we've had more transports this year than we have in quite some time. And we've done it with a lot less people. So kudos to everyone who's on the transport team for helping us out with that. I'd like to start off with recognizing Randy Major, who is on our transport team. Randy's a super guy. He comes in from North Baton Rouge a lot. He works extra shifts, just covers so that I don't have to work. Thanks, Randy. Kevin Gobert, he is my routine Saturday transport guy. He doesn't miss a day, so we're very thankful. Kelly Roussel, who works nights for PRN now. Jake Benson, who is still PRN, and Courtney Bushholtz. I can't pronounce her name, so sorry about that. Corey Lejeune, who has been on the transport team since it's opened, and continues to work helping us keep it open. Coming from main campus, we have Tree Wynn. So busy over here. And also from main campus, we have Kendrick States. We have recently inducted 2 new people into our transport team, who one is here tonight. I'd like to say thank you to Michael. And I have to say this, they have a competition that goes on in the transport team of who has the most transports per month. So who has the most transports per month? And they're always bragging, the nurses, oh, I have this many, I have that many. Well, Mike has been the top transporter for the last. And my newest person who is not here tonight because she is working is Gabby.
So, how many students does he have in the room?
How many students does he have?
So many, I've been looking.
Which
Yeah,
makes
he
it
was
very
nice.
good for me to be
He
able to
was my instructor, that's awesome.
correct.
Which if you got the 35-year-old board.
Next, Chantal will be handing out.
Shelley will hand them out, but I just want to say our technical consultants mean so much to us because blood gas compliance and making sure that everybody's checked off and competent and has questions that gets answered is so important. So thank you all. First one is Mr. Treewin, who is a technical consultant at every campus. Randy Major from Livingston and North. Hank Rosas from Main Campus. Chu, Miss Chu. Albert Chi from Main Campus. Sparkle Kelly from Main Campus. Brennan Gedry from Main Campus. And that's Courtney Boschutz from Children's Campus. And Danielle Gui from Children's Campus.
Oh, good. There we are.
So the next set of awards is special program recognition, and we wanted to recognize these programs because during COVID, it put a lot of challenges in place that was very difficult to manage the programs and to keep the status up and make sure that everything is still going well, because there were times when we had to shut down or we come back up, and it was just, a lot of back and forth. So I want to give special recognition to two individuals from the Ascension campus that are not here tonight, but just to recognize them. One is Miss Eileen Miller, who runs single-handedly the pulmonary rehab clinic, pulmonary rehabilitation program, and she is amazing. She has a waiting list. She takes our patients. Sometimes she goes out to dinner with them, and they love her. So very, very proud of that. And also the asthma disease management program over at Ascension campus. Miss Eleanor Cannon has lots of ups and downs over this year, but we'll come back strong when they reopen. And for our children's campus, we have our asthma disease management program, obviously awarded earlier tonight, with her gold award nationally recognized for all the work she does with the LDH and the asthmatic children of our community. She has been working with them virtually and improving asthma care and asthma education for these families and these patients. Ms. Tracy Martin. And also from Children's Hospital, she has been working with the East Baton Rouge Parish school system, not only health centers and schools, but primarily the teachers and the paras in those schools, to teach them how to care for the trach patients that are in their classrooms, the ventilator patients that are in their classrooms, people with no medical training. Ms. Pam Ortiz. She's not here tonight. Our next set of awards will be given by Crystal, our Spirit Awards for COVID Pioneers.
This award is something that we talked about it, came up with. So I very, very, very distinctly remember March 13th, 2020, when I was on Leslie. It was Friday 13th. We may have been on the Saturday. We got our first COVID patients. And that particular weekend was a time when everyone was scared, didn't know what COVID was going to be. Some of our team members didn't want to work in COVID, not because they were a bad team member, but they were scared. So to be the leader that has to put team members that you hear about in an area where they don't want to work, that's not ever an easy thing. So these particular team members in the first week or two of COVID stood out. They were rock stars because they said, I embrace the challenge. I want to do it. We didn't even talk about money at that time. We weren't there yet. Of course, the last 18 months has changed a lot. But they really, really were very instrumental in just helping us get started. And so I'd like to take the time to recognize each one of those. First, we have Tree Wynn. Michelle Crane. Renee Mabio. Brennan Gidry. And Brandon worked first. And Hank. Hank was another therapist who said, I'll work it every time that I come to work. And I really very much appreciate that. Cynthia Hernandez. Cynthia not only works COVID, but switched weekends for a little bit to help us out. And I very much appreciate that. Sparkle Kelly. And the therapist who came over and lived with us, I think, for a year. She worked in COECC primarily, but basically left her home with peds, which she loves very much, and helped a lot of our patients. Miss you. Thank you guys. Y'all are awesome. After they take a picture, somehow we're going to do a special recognition award. So I'll turn it over.
Since we're on the topic of COVID, I wanted to take this moment just to say, give a really special thanks to one of our supervisors who, at 2 o'clock in the morning, if I needed, would transport ventilators from Children's to Maine or make it happen, transport BiPAPs, Vapotherms, bring supplies anywhere we needed to go in the middle of Ida if we needed it. I mean, there was nothing that we didn't need that he wouldn't do. And so, Mike, thank you really so much.
Yeah, it's also thank my wife too.
All right, Joanne.
The next set of awards is called our Spirit Awards. It is known as the Step Up Award. We kind of gave it this name. What we've noticed is over the last year, especially, when we look across all the team members, so many of you have a home, but you also have a home away from home at a different campus. So you may work at North and Livingston, but you come also to help Main campus or Children's, and you come over to help Main. Our Main therapist may work at Children's. Ascension has recently come over to Maine. We're all mixing up, and it's really great because the needs change every day, and we can't do this without this. We cannot do this staffing model without people being flexible and able to work at different places. So I think We will start with Miss Bethany Guidry from Ascension. She comes to main campus. Miss Krista James from Ascension. She comes to main campus. Daphne LeBlanc from Ascension comes to main campus. Casey Malonson from Ascension comes to main campus. Whitney Wickbold from Ascension comes to main campus. Melissa Williams from Ascension comes to main campus. Susan Myers, who's I think working tonight, but she is from North Baton Rouge, but she goes to Children's and main campus. Jake Harrison from Children's goes to main campus. Julie Black from Children's comes to main campus. Randy Major is technically North Baton Rouge, but works everywhere.
Yeah.
All campuses. Tremelia Monroe works at Maine, but goes to Children's. Sui Win works at Livingston, but goes to NVR and main campus. And Children's. She does. She does.
And living.
And Livingston. She works at Livingston. Tree Win goes to all campuses, but he works at Maine.
Any time when he goes.
Yes, and he goes without any complaint. Kelly Roussel works at Children's, but cross-trained, comes to Maine, helps us out during COVID. Megan Tomplay. Megan was another one that also did quite a stretch at the main campus after being at Children's, so thank you, Megan. Brennan Gendry works at Maine and goes to Children's. Andrew Blowers works at Maine and has recently trained at Livingston. Albert Shee works at Maine and goes to North. Kelsey Gore works at Maine and goes to NBR. That was a recent one. Heather Parker works at Maine and helps us out at Livingston. Jenny Signorino works at Maine, goes to North. Ryan Batten works at Maine, goes to North and Livingston. Chris Jones works at the PFT lab and has come to help us out in the main hospital for many occasions. Miss Christine Nairmore also works at the PFT lab. And she switched to night shift for a little while. And our last step up award is for Miss Germain, who did an exceptional job of coming over for a whole year, taking her out of PFT lab for a whole year to transition, and she just recently went back. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. The next set of awards will be the Spirit Awards, the Welcome Committee by Ms. Michelle.
Wow, oh, there you go. Y'all are great. Y'all good.
All right, so the Spirit Award, this is the welcome committee. These are the people who, when we have students come in, when we have audiences come in, they are open arms, basically. They keep the morale up. They show them that we are a team we're working for or being a part of. So they are always there to help whenever needed, and always with a good attitude. I'm assuming this is from main campus, Deborah Bradley. My favorite, Mr. David Kim. My other favorite is Tracy Marquette. And from Ascension, Melissa, and I'm sorry if I don't have your last name on it.
Picture, picture.
Sorry. The next award is the Spirit of Positive Peace. Scott, I believe that's.
So I didn't get a chance to look at this part of the agenda. So I'll give a little thing for it. As earlier Ms. Manson said, this Spirit Award is for positive. It's quite a catchy name, right? So what she said earlier, a positive attitude is a thought process or mindset. If you want to be positive, you can be positive. You can always choose to be negative, but we want to choose the positive part. It's the great thing about it. It's always easily recognizable in someone. They're positive, you know it. They show it, you feel it, everybody feels it. So with this, I would like to go ahead and hand out to Kennedy from Main Campus. Next up is Logan from Maine. Clark from Children's. Danielle from Children's. Bethany from Ascension. And Stephanie from Ascension. She's not here tonight. It's positive peeps, guys. Student promoters.
So while they're finishing taking some pictures, our students are our bread and butter when it comes to new speakers. In the respiratory therapy world, even before COVID, there's not a lot of therapists out there that are looking to leave and start a new job. Our schools, we're hoping that we can do lots of different recruitment strategies and market strategies so that our schools have more therapists in them. However, we have rotations with brand new. We do have a couple of other schools, but we get all of the junior students and all of the senior students here. Ascension, they go to PFT. So they really are our funnel for hopefully new hires. So over the last year and a half or so, we have put a lot of effort into coming up with ideas on how we can improve our student relations. And Melanie Guillory, who I'm going to call up in just a second, but wait, because I want to say a few things. Enjoys teaching. She has a very bubbly attitude. The students nominated her for an award from the LSRC the year before last that we didn't have the banquet, so we couldn't acknowledge. And through their evaluations, we had a lot of information. So we talked to her about what's a good idea, what can we do, how can we have a different experience? Because the reality is if somebody has an assignment and they have 8 cents and they have a student, that's a bad day. Then it's just hard to teach. So you don't make the student feel bad, but you're like, I'm gonna go do first round, second rounds, just follow. So that's what they were feeling. So Melanie on Monday and Tuesday does an 8-hour shift and takes 2 students and basically takes just a couple events, teaches them, really takes the time, and the feedback has been phenomenal. Without having that rotation, I don't think we would have the opportunity to hire as many students as we did last year. So we're very thankful. So the first person that I would like to award is Melanie. And I don't think she's not here tonight, but this year we've had Ms. Corey Gray. She has agreed to help because we have and then for our children's campus, Ms. Judy Black. Our next award, we called it Preceptor Pioneers, just trying to get catchy. Being a preceptor is not easy. Have a brand new therapist tied at your hip for several weeks, 13 weeks if they're a new hire. This year in particularly has been a really big struggle because we've not only had new hires, we've had contract after contract, lots of precepting. These particular therapists that we're going to award have either one or both gone through the AARC preceptor course or the Our Lady of the Lake preceptor course offered by the nursing department that's given at the Livingston campus. These preceptors spend 8 hours going through what are good ideas, how to precept, how can we improve our competencies. Preceptors have to have the knowledge, the skill, and they also have to have patience. They have to be willing to take the time with Sharonda, who has worked very hard to improve our precepting process. So very thankful for each of these therapists. First, we have Allison Bieber. Sharon Bernard. Sparkle Kelly. Cynthia Hernandez. Megan Pecora. And Sarah. From our Children's Hospital campus, we have Miss Tiffany Boulay. Our next award is Preceptor of the Year. So of all the preceptors that we've had, specifically at main campus, we have been challenged with continually, like I just mentioned, precepting multiple therapists. Before I acknowledge who won the award, I'll just say a few things. This preceptor has oriented, worked with at least 10 different therapists, multiple contractors, some that we orient for a week or 2 weeks, some that we orient longer, working overtime every single week, telling us they're tired, but still being willing to do the job, always has a positive attitude, never gets stressed, is always willing to help others. Team members acknowledge this therapist as a great team worker, and I am not sure how we would have gone through this year without her. Ms. Cynthia Hernandez. I think there's a couple days that I was like, Cynthia, are you doing okay? She's like, I'm tired. I promise we'll give you a break.
Well, we don't have as many contract people to hire in-house and to train. And we don't have as much staff. But my preceptor of the year came into this program when our children's hospital opened up, and she helped us to create our orientation process, which has helped us out a lot for the new hires. I would do Ms. Tiffany Regan.
Congrats.
We have one award. We usually do an all-around therapist award, and this is for the person that goes all around the world, or Baton Rouge, to work at all the campuses and does it all the time, does it the most, may have as many scheduled days at each campus as his own campus. And he's not here to collect his award, but I wanted to recognize it. Randy Major.
The next award is, we call it Patient Advocate. So I reach out to all the physicians. We have our LSU physicians, CMS docs, and this year we did something a little bit different. I reached out to Dr. Laprousse, who's our ER medical director, and basically just said, tell me what therapists you work with, who's someone you go to, who's someone you rely on, who's your patient advocate. And it was really great to see how many therapists that the physicians recognize. That just means that they don't just recognize one person, they recognize more than one. However, Dr. Laprousse was really creative. He sent a survey monkey to the physicians and over 30 physicians replied. So I thought that was great. I was very, very thankful. He's been a great proponent for respiratory syndrome. Very much appreciates all of you. But the one therapist that it was obvious that was a little bit more, received more votes, works in all ERs, is always full of energy, going from place to place, Mr. Truman. So that was from our ED physicians, and then we have our IC docs, which of course we have lots of work that we do with the physicians, and the CCMS group and the LSU group sent back and basically said that when I'm on the unit and I see this particular therapist, I feel calm at ease. They just like familiar faces. If I'm going to do a procedure, I know that I don't have to ask a lot of questions and saying her phrases. Just to hear her
Okay, so I, like Crystal, sent out emails to all of our intensivists and all of our neonatologists. I sent them out to all of our hospitalists, asking them the same question. Who do you think of somebody who is going to fight for their patient, respond to initiate therapies that they think are the most helpful, that's going to be the voice for that patient? And I got an overwhelming amount of feedback from it, and it was a close race because, as y'all know, Tracy Marquette does a whole lot on the floors with the asthma education people. But she got beat out by one extra vote.
Oh.
That's Tiffany Rouillet.
All right, so at Ascension, we kind of did the same thing for our patient advocate award, and kind of just pulled the ER physicians and was very one-sided on our end. So I'll just say a little bit about this person first before. Here tonight to celebrate an incredible coworker. She joined OLOL's mission as an RT 8 years ago, staying true to compassionate care while making sure that every patient receives the best possible. You are known for contributing your decision-making and professional self to be a voice for every patient. The entire RT department is excited for your dedication and commitment to earn this honor. You are recognized by multiple physicians and staff. Without a doubt, we can all see why you're truly deserving for this recognition. Thanks to you, the surrounding communities have an excellent advocate. You put the patient at the core of what we do. Thank you for your many contributions over the past 8 years and many more to come. It is my honor to recognize you as the Respiratory Patient Advocate of the Year. Congratulations, Gia Slade. Here. Thank you, guys.
getting close to down to the wire here. Our next award is Rookie of the Year. We're gonna have in campus, and then Michelle will hand out children's. Since we did not have a 2020 banquet, we asked our staff, so just so that everyone knows, the way that this award is given is truly by the staff. The staff votes, and then we calculate, tally it up, and so our 2020 therapist, Rookie of the Year, is a therapist who came in as a new hire and kind of went out with a bang, if you will. Started working in the ICU, of course, with COVID, didn't really have much of a choice in some senses, and just really worked with physicians, did procedures, communicated with the supervisors. She never stepped back to say, I'm a new therapist, always asked questions, was always just out there, and really just excelled unbelievably. And this therapist is not here tonight, but her name is Miss Sarah Patterson. For our 2021 Rookie of the Year, we actually had our overwhelming response from staff. It was great. And I will say for both our 2020 and 2020 year, those votes were very close. I counted them all at least twice just to make sure that it was correct. Made the supervisor check. For our 2021 Rookie of the Year, this is a therapist that is a ray of energy, a little box of excitement, has a positive attitude, works really well with her teammates, has already worked on day shifts and night shifts, gets along well with others, brings a lot of feedback to the supervisors, both day and night shift supervisors, is always communicating, is excited to learn new things, takes feedback very well, and I'm very happy to see her growth already.
Okay, for our Children's Hospital campus, Rookie of the Year, 2020, it was a very close run for 2020. Like Crystal, we had a couple that were hand in hand. But this one kind of took the lead at the end. She's a night shift therapist. She has only been a therapist for a year, and she has already taken charge roles at night. She's just recently joined our transport team, and she's taken on a lot of responsibility. She's always coming in with a good attitude, always wants to do whatever helps the team. And that is Miss Gabby. For 2021, it was a runaway. It wasn't even a competition. This young man came in and makes everybody happy when he walks in the door. He's pleasant, he works hard, he comes in with no drama. And we were so super excited when he chose to come to Children's Hospital as opposed to staying there. We were quite shocked and quite surprised, but we were very, very, very happy. So, Mr. Daniel, all right.
All right. So last but certainly not least is our Team Member of the Year award. Each campus main children's can essentially have one. So I will talk about our main campus therapist. This therapist has been here for several years now, 7. Works in any area, all the areas of the hospital. Has served as a charge therapist for many years. Working as a charge therapist, especially every weekend, can be extremely taxing. Her team members say things like, I'm so thankful to have her as a charge therapist. She helps me anytime. All I have to do is call. When I don't call, she's rounding. I see her all the time. When staffing is a problem, she handles it. When supplies or equipment are a problem, she handles it. There's never been a time that I haven't asked this team member to do something that she hasn't been willing to do. She was awarded as a perfect attendance, dedicated. She received the dedication award for perfect attendance has been working 5 shifts per week, almost every week since COVID. I just can't say enough about how the team sees this individual, and it showed in the WBC. It's true. That
Shoot, shoot. Mike.
All right. For my team member of the year, it was a runaway. This man is, I might not be able to do this. This man, is just a wealth of knowledge. He is everything. He is the reason I am a respiratory therapist. So, he just brightens up the day. He came in, he worked 4 or 5 days a week for us. He took on being on the transport team. He is just everybody's favorite.
Yes.
Michael.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, so same thing here. Our team member of the year was kind of a one-sided voting as well. I'd also like to say something about. She also has 8 years of knowledge, 8 years of respiratory therapy at Lake Ascension. She's evolved in her role tremendously. She's known for her compassion, reliability, and cheerful attitude. I'm proud of you, and so is the entire Ascension RT family. You have positive comments, great things to say about the system. So I'll just go ahead and quote a few things that I've helped with staff, such as, she is my go-to person when I have a question. She thinks about what the department needs, even outside of work. And she is the voice in my head, just here. Of all the compliments, my favorite is, we all know how to do our job, but it's the way she does it that makes her stand out. She makes us better. After working with you for only a short time, we all know why you're truly deserving for this recognition. Thanks to you, you're an excellent employee. Every patient you touch can understand it. Thank you for the many contributions over the past 8 years, and it's my honor to recognize you as respiratory team member of the year. Congratulations, appreciate you.
Chantel, thanks.
Thank you everybody so much for coming tonight. It was so exciting and I had a great time watching y'all get all your awards. You're absolutely deserving of it. Had a great time. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Thank you. If y'all want to have some pictures, I will be around. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot something. I'm sorry. Before we leave. I wanted to recognize at the last banquet, we recognized all of the supervisors. Each new supervisor that came in would get a little keychain that says "Inspire by Leading." And so I wanted to recognize our 3 new leaders that we have on our team. It's been quite a year. Our first one that I would like to recognize is Miss Shelley Pham. Shelley came to us almost a year ago to be the Bug Ass Lab supervisor, and oh my God, she is an absolute blessing. Love her. We just had a cap inspection yesterday. We'll have another one tomorrow. No deficiencies. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Karen. Sorry. The next one is to recognize our new children's hospital manager, Miss Michelle. Michelle was. I would just like to say that she stepped into this role, and what she did is she recognized that the department needed a leader, and she went for it right away, and she did it without even thinking. And the way she did it was so courageous and so inspiring. And so I just want to say you're doing an excellent job, Michelle. Thank you for doing it. And then there's the Ascension campus. So at Ascension, we gained Mr. Scott, and he's been with us since July 1st-ish, right around the first of the fiscal year. Came into the department, picked up very quickly. One of his first things that he did was he started looking at the Blood Gas Lab stuff. And I'm like, that's right. I got to get that regulatory down. Done a great job there, gotten to know the staff, has really worked well with our team members and our supervisors here at the main campus, has integrated in every way possible. And also his commitment to still covering Assumption campus is absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much, Scott.